In this video, we will demonstrate how to configure a violation summary dashboard so that AppNeta users can quickly identify which monitored networks and applications have the longest violation duration. The violation summary dashboard is a tree map representing groups of monitored paths and the amount of time the paths are not compliant with performance expectations. AppNeta includes two versions of the violation summary dashboard, one for network path monitoring and one for web path monitoring. In this demonstration, we will create a network violation summary dashboard, but the procedures are the same for the web app version. Before creating a dashboard, we have already installed monitoring points, created the relevant network monitoring policies, and assigned the custom tags we will need to filter the dashboard. To create a dashboard, log in to AppNeta as an organization admin, advanced, or standard user. Then, on the Dashboards page, click Create Dashboard. In the Type field, select Network Violation Summary to include network path violations, or select Web App Violation Summary to include web path violations. For this example, we'll create a Network Violation Summary dashboard. Next, enter an appropriate name for the dashboard so that other users in the organization will understand its purpose. For this example, our dashboard will summarize performance violations across our various cloud provider networks. Click Create to create the dashboard. The dashboard includes all paths in the organization by default. Our next step is to filter the dashboard to include only the paths relevant to the purpose of the dashboard. To filter the dashboard, expand the filter options and select a tag category. For this example, we'll select the custom tag category and values that we assign to the monitoring policies for each cloud vendor. Select an option in the Group By list to change how paths are grouped into tiles in the dashboard. For our example, we'll group by our custom cloud provider tag so that each tile represents network monitoring for a different vendor. Finally, we should select an appropriate time range for the dashboard. Each preset option specifies timestamps relative to the time the dashboard is opened. For example, the last one day option summarizes the 24 hours prior to the time the dashboard is loaded. Yesterday summarizes 24 hours from midnight to 11:59 p.m. on the previous day. And today summarizes the current day, starting at midnight the morning the dashboard is opened. All times are in the user's time zone, which can be changed from the user menu. When choosing the time range, consider how frequently users will review the dashboard and whether the dashboard should refresh automatically. The default time range, last 4 hours, may be appropriate if users will review the dashboard several times a day. If the dashboard should refresh automatically, select the last 1 hour, last 4 hours, or last 8 hours. With last 1 hour selected, the dashboard refreshes every 2 minutes. Last 4 hours refreshes every 5 minutes. And last 8 hours refreshes every 15 minutes. For this example, we'll select the last 8 hours and turn on auto refresh. Now that we've configured the dashboard, we can see there are unsaved changes because the Save button turned blue. Click Save to open the Save menu, then select Save to save changes to the existing dashboard, or Save As to create a copy of the dashboard. Only the dashboard creator or an organization admin user have the option to save changes to a dashboard. Other users in the organization with a standard or advanced role will only have the option to save a copy of the dashboard. Now that we've looked at how to create the violation summary dashboard, let's have a look at how to interact with and interpret the contents. The dashboard consists of tiles representing groups of paths that were monitored for at least a portion of the dashboard time range. Tile position and color represent the average violation duration for the group. Groups with longer violation durations move toward the top left of the dashboard, and groups with the shortest violation durations move to the bottom right. Groups are categorized into up to 5 colors based on average violation duration, though there may be fewer than 5 colors if there is not much variation across the paths. The legend indicates the number of paths and number of groups in each color. Darker blue represents groups with longer violation durations, and white indicates no violations occurred during the selected time range. To hide groups with no violations, click the Hide button in the legend for the 0-second group. The size of the tiles generally represents the number of paths in the group. But in the network version of the dashboard, tile size is also influenced by the importance value assigned to the network paths. Network path importance is a value between 1 and 10. It is defined in the network preferences for a monitoring policy. Tiles for paths with higher importance will appear larger in the dashboard. For a quick look at how average violation durations changed over time, expand the Time Range selector and click the Quick Selection Back button to jump back in time. To see additional information about a group tile, click the tile in the dashboard. A dialog box opens with a list of the paths in the group. From this view, we can check if a high average violation duration is caused by one path, or if all paths in the group are experiencing the same issue. For each path, we see the monitored time, which is the amount of time that each path was monitored during the selected time range. The duration is the amount of time the path was in violation during the selected time range. The percent column shows the percentage of monitored time that the path was in violation, and the count column shows the number of discrete periods the path was in violation. From this dialog box, there are several workflows a user can follow to further investigate violations. These workflows differ slightly in the network and web app versions of the dashboard, so we'll look at examples for both. For more information about an individual path, click the path name. For a network path such as our example, the Network Timeline page opens. In the Web App Violation Summary dashboard, clicking the path name link would open the Web Timeline page for the path. From the dashboard, click the Path List button to open either the Network Paths or Web Paths List page, depending on the type of dashboard. In this example, because we clicked through from a Network Violation Summary dashboard, the Network Paths page opened. The page is filtered to include the paths in the tile group. From here, network operations teams can check for route changes that correspond to the onset of violation events. From a Web App Violation Summary dashboard, the Path List button opens the Filtered Web Paths page. On this page, users can quickly compare performance metrics such as the total transaction time, redirect time, and DNS lookup time. And finally, for a visual comparison of violation durations for the individual paths, click the View Paths in Tree Map button. This updates the dashboard filters so that the dashboard includes only these paths in an ungrouped tree map. This concludes the demonstration of how to configure the Violation Summary dashboard to identify which groups of paths are the worst performing, based on their violation duration. Thanks for watching.